They were on top of it. They got this. We got this. It's going to be okay, and we're going to get through this. Here, it's like a celebration of life. There's so much great stuff happening. The doctors and nurses are her best friends, and you can tell that they love her, and you could tell she loves them, and that relationship is just amazing. We're just so grateful for them.
Undercurrents of oak and cinnamon stir, striking spirited chords of vanilla and spiced caramel.
Did your job give you mesothelioma or lung cancer? If you had occupational asbestos exposure and now have mesothelioma or lung cancer, you may be entitled to claim some of the $30 billion in asbestos bankruptcy funds, even if you smoked. Call Whites & Luxembourg today. They are the New York law firm who's won the state's highest verdicts for your colleagues and neighbors in their asbestos cases.
Mesothelioma or lung cancer victims, call 800-299-5600. That's 800-299-5600.
This is your invitation to experience all the feelings inspired by Lexus at the Invitation to Lexus sales event.
Get special offers on the 2022 ES250 all-wheel drive.
5.3 on the clock, and the Nets trailing by 1. Here we go. Hayes, deflected. Carter goes back to get it. 3 seconds left. Carter with 2 seconds. Carter for the win. Got it! Vince Carter has done it! Nets win in overtime. A 3 at the buzzer and a wild night at the Izod Center.
Chris Sheeran back here in our Network studios. The NHL trade deadline made the New York Rangers deeper as they get ready for a potential long playoff run. The 3 players they picked up at the deadline yesterday are all on expiring deals. And the Rangers needed help having the fewest 5-on-5 goals amongst the 16 teams currently qualified for a run at the Stanley Cup. First up, a little help on the blue line as Rangers president and general manager Chris Drury got 35-year-old righty Justin Braun from the Flyers in exchange for a 2023 third-round pick. He spent the first 9 seasons of his career with San Jose, the last 3 with Philadelphia. He has 100 playoff games under his belt and can play from either the left or right side. For a 2023 fourth-round pick, the Rangers acquired 27-year-old winger Tyler Mott. From the Canucks, he spent a lot of time on the PK this season and is expected to help out in that same capacity when he dons his new sweater. Mott is in his 5th season in the league. The Rangers are his 4th team. The Rangers sent prospect Morgan Barron to the Winnipeg Jets along with a couple of picks for Andrew Kopp. Drury said of Kopp, he could do a lot of different things. Penalty kill, power play, face-offs. He could play center or either wing. His versatility was key in picking him up. One of those 2 second-round picks the Rangers sent to Winnipeg could turn into a first if the Rangers make the Eastern Conference Finals.
Well, I'm going to give you, Andrew, a little bit of information that I'm sure he's never heard before. You ready, Andrew?
I am, yes.
You know the Phillies are the oldest continuous one-name, one-city franchise in American professional sports.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, say that again?
The Phillies are the oldest continuous one-name, one-city franchise in American professional sports.
Wow.
And on this date in Phillies history in 1883, the first mascot is introduced, the Dancing Dutchman and his rat Chauncey.
That doesn't sound like a good idea, but back then it might have been right. Might have made sense back then.
Yeah, if you look at it, it's a very scary-looking picture.
Yeah, that was, so 1883.
Because the Cincinnati Reds, they've been the Red Legs and whatever the case may be. Phillies have always been the Phillies. I thought Andrew would enjoy that.
That's a fascinating stat.
The Yankees were the Hilltoppers, right?
And they started out in 1901 as the Baltimore Orioles.
Right.
Not the Highlanders.
Highlanders. So trying to think of the old-timey
And even
franchises.
the Phillies came before the Yankees because the American League came after the National League, so Phillies would still win.
Yeah, and hockey and basketball didn't go back that far into the 1800s, and certainly football didn't. So it would only be baseball. Crazy.
All right, so
That's something, Peter.
this was on Get Up today. This is what Bart Scott said on Get Up.
You know, I think the Buffalo Bills are primed at number 2.
Been right there the last 2 years, so maybe they break through. So one's the Chiefs, right?
Number 1. Yeah, they played in that game, the AFC Championship.
Oh, it's not the
but
Chiefs.
It's the other guys, the Cincinnati Bengals. They go out and listen. They understood the assignment. The assignment was protect the franchise quarterback who was sacked 9 times in the Super Bowl. Now they go out and get Lionel Collins. They go out and get Kappa. They understand their assignment. Now they have protection with their outstanding defense. It pains me, little baby Macaulay Culkin. Yes, he's number 1. The Cincinnati Bengals is my number 1 squad in all the land.
Somebody help me out here. Where are the Chiefs?
What we missing?
In the top 5 in the AFC.
You always think me and Mark don't like each other because we fight a lot. I just hate your takes.
I think what we've learned here is what we said at the beginning, that the AFC has too many teams.
Always right.
All right, so wait, so this is 5. So there's 7 teams that make the playoffs. So who do you got? The Chiefs must be a wild card then.
No, I got the Colts because the Colts are going to win the division. You just agreed with me over there. You got your Boston College brother.
He's the guy who anoints teams in March. That's what he does.
And I'm always right. And the Baltimore Ravens always figure a way. Always figure a way.
Broncos will win the division, huh?
Yeah, I got the Broncos winning the division.
Now, guys, how's it possible that the Chiefs don't make the playoffs?
Well, I mean, obviously, listen, you're fine to have your take, which is that Baltimore always finds a way. They didn't find a way last year. You know, so you're telling me right now you believe that the Baltimore Ravens are better than the Kansas City Chiefs? I don't know how you could say that.
That doesn't make. That's just homerism. It's bad.
When I first heard it, Peter, we got a mass text from Anthony that he said it. So I'm thinking he's going with L.A. and Oakland, and and maybe it's New England or somebody else as the wild card. I didn't think it would be Baltimore. Because again, I started thinking, well, why are we anointing the Chargers a playoff team? They weren't last year. Why are we anointing the Raiders that barely made the playoffs last year over a Kansas City team that, that went back-to-back Super Bowls and a championship game? Baltimore?
That's what he said.
I love Lamar Jackson, but Baltimore?
So are there 7 better teams than the Chiefs in the AFC? That's the question.
All right, well, he's right about the Colts. The Colts may not be better, but somebody's got to win the South.
Right.
So the Colts are in. The Bills are in. The Bengals are in as a division winner. And then I guess he's got the Raiders, Chargers, or Broncos winning the West. He's got the Broncos winning the West, which that's putting a lot on Russell Wilson. From a 500 team to, because it's going to take north of 10 wins to win that division. So is Russell Wilson good enough, Peter, for 3 or 4 more wins?
I think so.
Okay.
Relative to last year,
they were 7-10 last year.
7-10. So that would
with no discernible quarterback.
Still, for one player to, because you see how sometimes how many points losing a starting quarterback moves you. On the Vegas line.
But here's the thing.
So you're going to. So let's say it takes 11 wins. So 4 games better. It's possible.
That's because when we look at those stats. year, but by the end, did you got Buffalo's in? No one's arguing that, right? We're on the same page with Buffalo.
No one's arguing that.
Are we all on the same page that Cincinnati's going, or no?
I'm not handing Cincinnati the division title.
Well, who are you giving it to? Then you'd give it to Baltimore because it's not going to be Pittsburgh and it's not going to be Cleveland.
Right.
Well,
so
Cleveland
has
Cincinnati's
the odds favorite.
If Cleveland gets to Deshaun Watson for 12, 13 games.
Yeah, but they're not. And there's already wasn't there an article today about that he may not even be able to play this year?
Why don't we just safely say this? We definitely like the Bills. Someone from the AFC is going. I don't think it's far from a lock that it's the Ravens.
Well, what's Jacoby Brissett going to do for the first 6 games in Cleveland? What's the best you can hope for if he's got to start the first 6 games of the season?
Also, are you eliminating New England as a wild card?
Wait, is it really? Not yet. I was going to wrap up.
All right, let's wrap around to a break because we have to pay bills.
Sure.
And we started to talk about the Mets. You can't give short shrift to the Mets.
Oh, we're giving short shrift.
No,
but
we
they've been quiet.
don't do that. They've been quiet.
A negative sells.
But we'll make some noise when we come back right here on 98.7 ESPN.
The Michael Kay Show on Yes is presented by Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. Shop now at untuckit.com.
10 years ago, we started Untuck It out of my apartment. And today we have more than 80 stores worldwide. It's been quite